Epictetus, a Greek philosopher, said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Today, we're going to talk about wealth and the idea that it does exist beyond just having stuff. And I'm going to share three ideas that have helped me embrace a life of frugality in order to have a more fulfilling life. And for those of you that do not know me, my name is Ashley Casper. I go live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays to share something good for my life and or business that I think may be of value to you and others out there that are watching my videos. I'm glad to be here today and super excited about this topic. If you are watching live, please comment. Let me know where you are watching from. And if you are watching the replay, please go ahead and drop a hashtag replay in the comments so I can come back and show you some love. So, back to the topic. I love this quote so much because it reminds us that our possessions do not define if we are wealthy or abundant or prosperous in life. That by having fewer wants, actually, we may have more wealth, more abundance, and more prosperity. So, of course, we all want possessions. I want some possessions. My family wants things. My kids most definitely want things. I think I have heard the term big will like 11 times this weekend. But we're human. Of course, we want things. And retail therapy was actually something that I used to do a lot of. My husband and I actually, our date nights used to revolve around going to department stores looking for all the coolest kitchen gadgets, home gadgets, organizational gadgets, all the things. And we would bring the stuff home and we might use it and it may not work out quite like we thought it would, and it doesn't get used anymore and it takes up space. I've gotten rid of so much of the stuff from that time frame of our life when we used to spend so much time doing that. Um, so sorry, I wanted to come over and make sure, see if I had any comments. Um, but I have found so much value in shifting my energy towards spending my time thinking of ways to save money rather than spend it. And I do find a lot of joy in thinking outside the box to create a more frugal life for my family. It's actually a lot of fun. And it just, I don't know, it sparks a bit of my creative side. I mentioned on my Friday live that creativity can be utilized in so many different ways, not just in art, but in all different areas of our life. And so frugal living is definitely another area that we can get creative with. But frugal living doesn't look the same for everyone, and it doesn't have to either. So I'm not here today to tell you exactly how you should be living frugally. It is absolutely a learned behavior, and I have always considered myself frugal, but I'm still learning. And so I'm here today to just share a few ideas with you that have really worked for my family. And also these frugal living tips and ideas that I'm going to share with you have actually contributed to the fact that I've been able to quit my job, fired my boss, and be home full time to pursue a dream of creating more time and financial freedom for my family, and also spend more time doing the things that I love with the people that I love. And one of the ways that I'm creating more time and financial freedom is via online and content marketing. And so you may see me share about some of that in some of my other videos as well. But one thing that I strive to stick to in life and in business is the learn, do, teach method, to keep the knowledge flowing through our communities. And it really contributes to the overall growth of our communities. I hope that you're doing the same thing if you're out there and you're creating content as well, because, we don't know what we don't know. And there have been so many times that I have jumped on a video and just to show someone some support. And I ended up learning something that I didn't even know I needed, but it became so valuable in my life. So that's ultimately my goal with my content, is to be able to create that same experience for someone else on the other end. But let's get right into the topic. So here are my three ideas that have helped shift our thoughts and our habits towards the belief that we can do so much more with less and begin to create more wealth in our lives. And number one is be willing to try new things and break societal norms. So I might turn some people off with this first one. And this is just, now again, these are things that I'm doing and that my family are doing. I'm not telling you that you have to, but these are just the ideas and then what we've been doing to kind of back those ideas up. So one of the first things that I'm doing is I quit using shampoo and conditioner. I'm going to take my hair down so you can see, because I actually washed my hair. The first time in a week that I have washed my hair, I'm going completely natural with baking soda and vinegar. And it doesn't smell like vinegar. I don't smell like a pickle, everybody, I promise. But my hair, I have really sensitive skin in general, and my scalp is even more sensitive. So it's still a little wet because I've had it up in a bun because my hair drives me crazy, and I had to separate some fighting bunnies today. But my hair is probably healthier than it has ever been, and then my scalp is probably the most healthy. I used to not be able to go more than 2 days without shampooing my hair because my scalp would be so itchy. And now I can go a whole week. So it's really helped. And then, of course, it has saved us over $180 per year because the shampoo that I found that I didn't have so much of a bad reaction to was pretty pricey. So $180 a year, just for making that one decision. Something else that we do that's kind of outside of the box and not really a societal norm is we're not a very convenient focused family when it comes to in our kitchen. We have actually gotten out of a lot of conveniences. We don't have our microwave and things like that. So making things that we would normally buy. So making homemade almond milk and homemade hemp milk to replace store-bought milk is something that we have also done as a family. And that has also saved us some money. And then something else that we do that, again, is not so much the societal norm. My kids will absolutely tell you, why aren't we going out more often? And we do go out. We prefer like nature, events or not events, but nature. We went on a hike last weekend. We would go to the creek, go to the lake, stuff like that. But we have stopped shopping. Shopping used to be kind of an entertainment thing for us. So we stopped doing that. And we've really tried to create a haven at our home for our kids and for ourselves. And we're actually going to be creating a haven outside soon with our camper. We don't have any plans of going camping anytime soon. So we're going to set our camper up in our backyard for the fall season, so that we can just, hang out as a family outside and feel like we're kind of camping, but have a staycation. So trying new things like that is a great way to do that. I'm going to get a sip of water because I can feel my throat itchy. Excuse me. So number 2 is, and this is kind of a common sense one, I think, but reviewing your income and your expenses regularly. And I say that because there were many times that I did not do this in my past. Know where your money is going. And this actually happened to me recently. I had canceled services with a particular subscription company that I was using their services for a little while, and then I was no longer using it. Well, I canceled, and I didn't realize it because I wasn't keeping a very good eye on everything like I was at one point, but they were continuing to charge me not once, but twice a month. And so definitely pay attention to your accounts, where your money's going, and then also, the money that's coming in as well. That's one thing that I think helped really shift my money mindset years ago, was focusing on the money coming in and counting it and paying more attention to it. There were many times that when I worked in the past and I had my paycheck coming through, I wouldn't even pay attention to my paycheck, but pay attention to it. It really helps with the money mindset, I think, to pay attention to both. But another thing that we also missed out on at a certain point was there were certain features that we had within our contract. An example was Verizon. and we didn't know that we were supposed to be getting Hulu and Disney for free, and we were paying for it. And I'm sure that there have been other situations where you're paying for something and you're not utilizing every bit of what you're paying for. I see that a lot in the online marketing world for people that are in business. If you spend money on a tool or a resource, you're not taking full advantage of everything that you're paying for. That's an area where you're kind of losing out on money if you think about it. You know, you're spending that money, you should be utilizing it all. And if you're not, maybe it's time to reconsider, you know, is it something that is going to be a value for you? And then number 3 is delaying the purchase. And this one is not a very popular one. I know I've enjoyed a lot of instant gratification in my retail therapy days. It feels good and exciting whenever you're buying that thing. It's like, oh yeah, I'm getting this for myself, you know. But delaying that purchase can do so much for you. And it's actually been a huge blessing for us. So one of the things, my husband actually taught me this one. And so one of the things that he does is if he sees something that he wants, he'll tell himself, and for some people they may look at it more of like a prayer, but he'll say, like, if I really need this, it will still be here when I return in, and he'll decide on a date. If it's 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, however long, he'll set that time frame for himself. And then he'll go back. And if the item is there, 9 times out of 10, the price has dropped. So that has been a huge blessing in doing that. And then there have been times that the item was no longer there. So he just trusted in the universe and God, however you want to look at it, and was like, okay, it wasn't meant to be. So the money didn't get spent. We didn't have an item in our home that wasn't going to be utilized to its, you know, fullest potential. So that has really posed a good rule for he and I both. I've definitely adopted that and really love it as well. Although I don't do nearly as much shopping as he does. Um, and I say that because he's just the one that's doing, like, he does the grocery shopping, he does all of that. I prefer to be the one that's at home, making sure kids are taking care of things and everything. So it just works out great in our partnership. But the other thing that you can do with the delaying of the purchase is seek a secondhand option. And there are many different ways that you can do this. Again, my husband is really good at this. He stays on top of the Facebook free sites. And many times we will have a conversation and say, you know, we really want this or we need this. And, or something like it. And a perfect example was when he got into raising chickens. We did not go out and buy a brand new coop. We did not go out and buy fencing and post and everything to create the most beautiful looking chicken coop for our chickens. We utilized free things that were available to kind of keep them out of the landfill. There were trampoline frames that we used, and then we would get the fencing, and we turned the trampoline posts. So that's outside of the box. That's, you know, not so much a societal norm. It's not something we're, you know, flashing all over and taking photos of our most beautiful chicken coop or anything, but it serves its purpose. It's, our chickens have been safe. They have a nice, you know, area to roam. So looking for secondhand options and then thinking outside of the box to use different things, if that's possible. That's not always possible in every situation. So those were the 3. I'll recap on those. Number 1 is be willing to try new things and break societal norms. Review your income and expenses regularly, and delay the purchase. So if you enjoyed this content today and got value from it, I want to invite you to subscribe to my email list. And you can do that by visiting workwithamc.com and grab any of the offers that are there. Grab them all, grab whichever one resonates most with you. They're all free. And just simply by grabbing one of those, you'll enter your name and email address, and you'll be on my email list. And then you'll also receive whenever I do new videos. And So, yeah, I go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with topics around personal development, mindset, online marketing, content creation, and I sprinkle a little art in there on Fridays as well. So, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Have an awesome day.